Hello, and welcome to Business Focus, produced by the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce. My name is Angela Inzerillo of Impact Business Solutions, and I'm privileged to be your host as we highlight some of the great work our local businesses are doing in the community. First up, Mr. Charles Kapoor, the President and CEO of the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce, here to talk to us today about the Valor Awards, celebrating and highlighting the great work of our first responders. Next, we'll be speaking to the brand ambassador for Old Glory DC. Who knew there was a professional rugby team in town? And then last but not least, member Madhavi here to talk to us today about two new programs that she is launching in the health and wellness field, focus on preventing diabetes as well as chronic pain. Let's go meet them. So for my first guest, please welcome Mr. Charles Kapoor, President and CEO of the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Kapoor, welcome.
Thank you, Angela. Great to be back.
Yeah, it's always good to see you. Hey, it's been a few months.
It has.
I haven't had you on the show. A lot has been happening. You are a busy man.
It's a busy time of the year. We're looking at spring, and spring is a great time of the year for businesses and for our community and at the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, the Chamber's got a ton going on, but we are here to talk about the Valor Awards. So
yes,
let's talk a little history. So how did the Valor Awards, what a great program. How did it get started?
So the history of the Valor Awards, it began in 1979 with the Fairfax County Chamber of Commerce, now known as the Northern Virginia Chamber. And the Valor Awards is our opportunity to recognize and thank the brave men and women of our Fairfax County first responder departments, the police, the sheriff, fire and rescue. We also recognize folks from jurisdictions in Herndon, Vienna. So all of those folks that allow us to sleep safely at night. It's our time for us to say thank you and for them to take a bow.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, such a great program. I'm really excited that the Reston Chamber got involved. So when did we get involved as a chamber?
So we got involved in 2020. I was approached by my colleague, Julie Coons at the Northern Virginia Chamber, and they mentioned that they were going to wind down their engagement as the producers of the chamber. Okay. And she recognized that the Reston Chamber had an active first responders council and asked if we would take over the role of producing the countywide Valor Awards. And we were absolutely thrilled to do that. So this is now our second year. They wrapped up the 2020 awards. We launched our commitment in 2021, and now this will be our second year producing.
Yeah, and it's going to be a different year than the first, right? So how did COVID impact the program, and how is it going to differ this year?
Well, not surprisingly, COVID limited restriction and interaction with our first responders. Their health was a top priority. So for the last couple of years, it has been a virtual presentation. We actually worked with Fairfax Public Access to produce a video commemorating the 2021 Valor Awards. We were able to connect with a few of the responders. This year, we're going back to the traditional luncheon in-person format, bringing in all of our awardees, their special guests, and anyone who wants to just be able to celebrate and thank these brave men and women in person. That's our plan for this year.
That is awesome. So when is it, and how do chamber members get involved in the community? And learn more about it.
Absolutely. The event is scheduled for March 31st.
Nice.
We're very proud to bring the event for the first time to Reston at the Hyatt Regency Reston in the Reston Town Center. And for anyone that would like to be involved, they can go to fairfaxvalorawards.org. And we've got all of the information. We've got a variety of sponsorship opportunities.
Awesome.
Sponsors have the ability to reserve tables. We also have an opportunity, if you can't attend, but you'd like to recognize and participate, we have a new Adopt a Responder program where you can buy a responder their seat at the luncheon, and you'll receive a placard at their seat, and you can provide your name and information so that responder will know that you supported them and you sponsored their seat at the table.
That is so special. That's awesome. I absolutely love it. And I love what the council is doing as well, the First Responders Council, right? So they're going to be looking to do a quarterly award as well.
Yes, and that'll continue. Our First Responders Council for years has on a quarterly basis recognized our local 100 mil district first responders. They continue that great work, and our responders are also responsible for reaching out to the community beyond just Reston, because again, this is the Fairfax County Valor Awards in raising awareness of the event and getting anyone that wants to participate, whether you want to sponsor or you just want to buy a ticket and come to the event. We want to get the word out to as many people as possible. March 31st, come out to Reston, fairfaxvalorawards.org for all the details.
Perfect. Well, Charles, it is always great to see you. Thank you for sharing this fabulous program and being with us today. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Angela.
Take care. So please welcome my next guest, Mr. John Healy, brand ambassador for Old Glory DC Rugby Football Club. John, welcome.
Well, thank you, Angela. I'm delighted to be here. It's such a thrill, and I'm amazed that you've got this show up and running. It's a great service to Fairfax. So, got to hand it to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the Reston Chamber has been doing this for decades, and we started doing it back again about a year and a half ago. And with COVID, we're Zooming for right now, but I'm looking to get back into the studio soon. So, but thank you for being here. Who knew that the county actually had Fairfax County and Loudoun County had a professional rugby team? I mean,
know. It's I love talking about rugby to people and introducing even the concept. Some people don't even know much about rugby.
Yeah.
And we've been around for about four and a half years. And it was set up actually by two successful local businessmen, Paul Sheehy, who owns Sheehy Auto.
Yeah.
The automotive company. And then Kristen Levy, who owns a huge 300-person project management company that in the construction industry, building educational institutions and sporting facilities. So they're rugby players. Paul played on the USA Eagles international side.
Okay.
And the two guys knew each other from their rugby playing days, and they said they were so passionate about it.
Do it.
And they saw such a big potential. They said, "Why not? Let's get into it."
Yeah. So you guys share a stadium out in Loudoun with
DC United. Yeah, so it's
United.
a 5,000-seater stadium in Segra Field out there in beautiful historic Leesburg, Virginia. And it's a great facility because with a lot of food vendors, entertainment. We've got an enclosed VIP area, and it's so lovely. Easy parking. It's a great place to have our stadium.
So how did the team find you? How did you get started? What's your background?
That's a great question. I never thought I'd be working for a rugby team because I played rugby for 30 years in Ireland. And
you look like a rugby guy. I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not big. I'll be one of the smaller guys, but I'm compact. And I'll be
smart.
I'll be one of the fast, elusive guys.
Yeah.
I played the equivalent of the quarterback in rugby called the out half.
Okay.
And the reason I got involved is because a couple of reasons. My background is in 20 years plus in digital marketing. I used to run CNN's Digital Marketing Manhattan. And then I went into the startup world where I started a software company. So I love startups. And Old Glory DC is essentially a startup organization.
Yeah.
And one of my great passions is rugby. So I thought, what a great way to combine my love of startups with my passion for rugby and its culture in particular, and evangelize our culture first and foremost with businesses and non-for-profits and the community. And I have a great job where I'm meeting a lot of people, the embassies in DC, for instance, nice. And it's a big, rugby is particularly a great international culture. So I'm basically very happy working with a professional rugby team as part of a 13-team league in the USA, one team in Toronto. And I'm out there as a sales and marketing person, building partnerships with companies and clubs and being a brand ambassador.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you do it very, very well. So when we were talking before and I learned about how you are trying to do all these partnerships, it was great. It was great to just hear. It's like, I think you've told me it's not just a sport, right? So talk a little bit about kind of what your mission is for the region and maybe who you're looking up to collaborate or partnership with. Because a lot of people that are watching the show are in the community or their businesses. And this is exactly what you guys are marketing for too.
Well, Angela, thank you for that. Yes, so we're looking to partner with companies of all sizes in the area, non-for-profits, to connect them to our fans here in the Mid-Atlantic area and to our sponsors. And so, we have like one program which is for companies that want to really integrate themselves into our culture and our community, is donating tickets to local rugby clubs and youth teams and our foundation. And that way we can bring more people into our stadium, connect them to those companies and those brands.
Nice. Yeah.
Also, any kind of non-for-profit, we want to evangelize what these great non-for-profits are doing in the community and give them a way to communicate with our fans, both in their stadium, but also online, to connect these great causes to our fans and sponsors. And that's basically it in a nutshell. Obviously, we want to talk with local rugby clubs and youth, and get more women to get to play rugby. And we have a foundation as well, which is wonderful. So we're going into underserviced areas to get kids involved, and we mentor them too in
absolutely
their career, and we have internships. So you can think of us like a hub for the community to connect companies and non-for-profits to a very passionate fan base, and people who are rugby fans tend to love to do business with organizations that are connected to the sport.
I do know a few rugby players, and the passion just exudes from the organization as well. So, this is so good that I'm glad that you're able to share. I know you're a new recent member of the chamber, so that's a great way to be involved in the community and the local businesses and do some of the partnerships that you're talking about. So, oh my gosh! Yeah. So, what? How do we support you? How do we learn more about the organization? What you guys are doing in the community? Buy tickets, of course, and
absolutely,
yeah.
So, Angela, you can do that in numerous ways. The main way is to go to our website, oldglorydc.com, and you can see our schedule and our club. Get to know it. Buy tickets if you want. And we also have Old Glory DC on Twitter and on Instagram. We're very, very active in those areas. And then you can reach out to me via our website, or John Healy at oldglorydc.com, and I'd be delighted to help any company with their mission through our community.
Well, thank you again for being here. I'm glad I'm glad to get to see your smiling face. I'll get to meet you in person eventually soon.
Well, I'd be delighted. We're going to invite people from the chamber out. We're going to have a Fairfax Day to evangelize businesses.
Oh, super. Yeah, that's right. Upcoming, you've got your first home opener, February 18th. So
that's right.
Yeah, if you see this after that, well, check the schedule out, because there's many more games. These guys are playing all year long.
That's right. Yeah, we're very excited about our first competitive night out, and our culture is about respect, integrity, and friendship, community. That's what we stand for. And our sport comes second, our values and our culture comes first.
Love it. Love it. John, great to have you here and see you today. Thanks again. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Well, thank you so much, Angela. It's been a wonderful opportunity for me to connect with you here. And I look forward to seeing you in person shortly, February the 18th.
Very soon. Okay. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome. My next guest, Miss Madhavi Rao, owner and chief motivating officer with Prana Health Yoga and Wellness. Madhavi, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Angela. I'm excited to be here.
It's so good to see you. It's so good to have you here and highlight your business and all the great things you're doing and things that are coming up in your business. So let's get right into it. So how did you start your practice? Like, share a little bit of background, because it's quite diverse. And
Yes.
I want everyone to learn and know about it. So yeah.
So actually, I wear a couple of hats. So my
As we all do.
my main career, I'm a board certified nuclear medicine technologist. And every time I say that, Angela kind of goes, "Wow, what is that?" So I specialize with cardiac patients. I actually image them before and after to see, after stress tests, to see if they have any blockages in their heart. So I'm actually working with high risk patients. And so I'm a board certified nuclear medicine technologist. I'm a board certified health and wellness coach, a diabetes prevention lifestyle coach, a certified yoga teacher, and a yoga coach. So all of these kind of go together.
Hats. You said 2,
Yeah.
that's 5. Yeah, and she's a mom and a wife, and she's a great person. Yeah, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, mom, a wife.
So it's natural that you had to start this practice that you're doing. I mean, you have to be helping people.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I started this journey by learning how to eat better and incorporate exercise after I had my first child. Never in my life, my young age, I had to actually think about losing weight or stop eating, Oreo cookies and Chips Ahoy, right?
Crazy.
So when I never paid attention, this was really hard. So I had to create my own intuitive way to, have this weight loss and get back into the body that I thought was good for me and good health, and incorporating exercise. And so I did all that. And then we decided to pack up and move with a 6-month-old and a 4-year-old from Huntsville, Alabama, a nice, quiet, wonderful place, to the busy Northern Virginia, which kind of threw me for a loop. When coming here, I just noticed that people live a fast-paced life, and I was feeling overwhelmed. And I was even going to the wrong school to pick up the wrong kid. I was a mess.
Wow. And I was like, yeah, it can be
"Where's my
overwhelming.
kid?"
It could be
What's that?
overwhelming. I mean, of course, you're not alone, but I mean, it could absolutely be overwhelming. Changing environments, changing probably jobs, obviously the children, a new home. Yeah, crazy.
Absolutely. So I needed to figure out another outlet. Exercise and eating right was just not enough for this mental brain fog, going to the wrong school and forgetting, appointments and stuff. So I found yoga. I was like, let me go and try this yoga class out.
Yeah.
And I started to notice how it was actually helping me feel calmer. And then if I was calm, the rest of my family is calm. Because as they say, the main caregiver in the home holds the mood and the energy in the space. So I started to notice a shift. Sounds woo-woo, but it's real.
No, it is.
In myself and in my family. Yeah. And so I started taking this type of good energy and injecting it into my cardiac practice, because my patients that came in, when someone says there's something wrong with your heart, it's scary.
Yeah.
And they were nervous and mean. And I would take my practice, my breathing practice, to stay calm, and then help them through the practice. I mean, not to the practice, but through the test as well.
Yeah.
And it really made a huge difference. At the end of the test, I would get hugs and kisses and just praises that you really made this, scary feeling and test easy. And throughout the practice, of yoga, and throughout my cardiac practice, I started taking a mental inventory of the types of people that are coming in. And my patients were getting younger and younger.
Wow.
And again, being in this fast-paced Northern Virginia life, I started to notice it was stress induced, and cardiac disease, induces other diseases, diabetes, and, chronic pain in the body, cancer, so many different things. And so I said, you know what, I think I can make a bigger difference. And that's when I went into health and wellness coaching and got my board certification. And I went deeper because I work with cardiac patients, a lot of diabetics. And then I started doing the diabetes prevention program, lifestyle coaching. So that's kind of where I got myself into all these 5 hats, as you've counted.
Yeah. No, and you're saying it right. Like it's sad how it is getting younger and younger, and it's getting harder and harder, even for us that are getting older and older. But so I love the way that you're putting these, especially based on your experience, putting these programs together. So why don't you share with us a little bit more about these programs? I want to hear about them because I know that they target very specific people and challenges that most of your clients have. So who are some of these new programs designed for?
These programs designed for everybody, whatever level of stress they have, mental, physical. So what I did is I created in January of 2022, I launched a new program, gentle yoga for chronic pain. I wanted to make this practice accessible to everyone because you see it on social media and everything. Oh, yoga is for everybody. But nobody's showing it when they're doing a headstand and saying that. That doesn't make sense. A headstand is not for everybody. No. And if you can't do a headstand, it doesn't mean, yoga is not for you.
Right.
So I wanted to create a class that anyone can come in and feel like they've accomplished something, and then they actually have released stress. A class that actually slows us down, because we're in this mode of more is better. And now the new thing is less is more, right? So
She's pointing to me, people. She's pointing to me. Well, it's like, it's never enough. I've got to do more. We put so much pressure on ourselves. So unless we take that time and the space and work with people like you to say, it's okay to take this 30 minutes or a half hour or whatever. But this is not just, it's not woo woo at all. So I'm totally into it. So yeah, these programs are solving real problems.
Absolutely. Like you said, you need to give yourself permission to take time out for yourself.
Right.
And I share this with my students and my clients a lot. If your kitchen cupboard is bare, how are you going to feed your family?
Right.
So let's just think about our body, our heart being our cupboard. We cannot give love, affection, compassion to our family or anyone that we love if it's bare, and we have to fill it up first. So, going to a yoga class, taking time to breathe on your own, whatever that may be, or doing something that really brings you joy, taking time out for yourself is not selfish, it's selfless. Yes. And you're doing your family and loved ones a favor. So that's kind of where this class has evolved from my own experience, because I was that person trying to do more, be that, PTA mom, be, do the, the room mother. I wanted to do everything, and I was working full time. I don't know what I was thinking. So, and then through all this, about 6 years ago, because of stress and craziness, I was diagnosed as a pre-diabetic.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what? I eat right. I exercise. Well, it wasn't eating right and exercising. It was a stress. Stress causes disease.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with that and learn new ways and maneuver my ways to figure out how to beat this. I didn't want to become a type 2 diabetic because I was obviously inducing this on myself. Yes, I have some genetic background, but you can prolong the effect if you can't totally eliminate it. So that's why I delved into this diabetes prevention program, lifestyle coaching, to help people find ways in their own life practice to better their health and prevent diabetes type 2.
Well, I know you did this great webinar on it, so I'm going to share that link if that's okay, because you've got a replay for people to see, because it really is all about awareness and then taking that next step to do something, because you just don't even realize it. I mean, look at you. She's picture perfect, people, but look, pre-diabetic. Hey, listen, as I always say, Madhavi, time always rushes. It's always like I never have enough time. I need to have you back here, but I'm really, really glad that we were able to share these new programs that you've put out. So I know you've been a member of the chamber, so just, check out Madhavi on the Reston Chamber's website. We're active in Lead Share together. You're part of the Health and Wellness Committee, or Council, they call it. So I just want to make sure, though, that we put the information to get in touch with you. So your website, is that the best way to contact you?
Website, yeah. And then if you are on Facebook, social media, I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Connect with me that way, or my website. There's a connect with me button there. And I'm on the Reston Chamber website as well. So
there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was great to see you today. Thanks for being on our show and sharing your story. I loved hearing about it and sharing it with everybody.
Thank you, Angela. And I was interviewed by the best. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's good. That's good, people. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you have it. Another fabulous business focus produced by the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to my fabulous guest today, Mr. Charles Kapoor from the Reston Chamber, sharing everything about the Valor Awards this year and the celebration for our first responders. Learn more and see how you can get involved. And then, of course, our professional rugby team in town, Old Glory, with Mr. John Healy. Wasn't he fabulous? I love his accent. And last, of course, was Miss Madhavi Rao. Madhavi is awesome. She's doing great things with her programming. So if you've got chronic pain, potentially pre-diabetic, you may not even know it, reach out to Madhavi. I look forward to seeing you next time.